Salutations, everybody. It is Matty here today, and I'm gonna say a statement at the start of this video that could age horribly in a matter of moments, like milk in the heat for months. That's right. I'm gonna say that I think Xbox has done a pretty good job as of this moment in time where I'm recording it by keeping some leaks close to the vest. We haven't seen too much spill out of this showcase. Now, do I anticipate that to change? Absolutely. Do I anticipate my statement to age poorly? Absolutely, because what showcase have we entered that hasn't been mostly spoiled for us? So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot to talk about today, but nothing too major. So, the leaks are heating up. We're not really spiraling out of control where they're all over the place like we had anticipated with previous showcases. So, we'll see how it all goes. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new here, you're into Xbox news, information, consider subscribing. Let's begin with the first one, baby, because this is the one I was so excited to talk about. Let's talk about Persona, which is getting a little bit of that Xbox association, perhaps. So, let's read. Speaking during his recent podcast, insider Nate the Hate stated that a remake of Persona 3 is set to launch later this year, and that unlike Persona 6, which is likely to be a PS5 exclusive when it allegedly launches late next year, it will be a multi-platform title. In fact, the remake is likely to be announced at the upcoming Xbox Game Showcase next month, with Nate the Hate mentioning the rumors and later adding that though it probably won't be unveiled at the imminent PlayStation Showcase, we will be seeing it a little later this summer. Interestingly, the insider also claimed that a Persona 5 spin-off is in development and that it's targeting a 2024 launch. Whether this is the Goro Akechi spin-off we've been hearing about since last year or something else entirely remains to be seen. Now, this gets further corroborated because recently a new domain name was discovered in P5T. Now, Nate the Hate, for those who are not familiar, has had a number of accurate leaks. Most recently, one of them that I can pluck out that's a significant one is on the Silent Hill 2 remake and who is involved with it and how there are multiple Silent Hill projects in development. But let's talk Persona, baby. This kind of makes sense, doesn't it? We saw the Atlas partnership form at the last showcase where Phil Spencer was on stage announcing the Persona 3, 4, and 5 ports. And for a while, Xbox did pull the blinders in on everybody because there was a time where folks thought Xbox had paid hand over fist to get this on their platform first for a timed exclusive. But we all learned eventually they said, yeah, it's coming to PlayStation. And then yeah, it's coming to Nintendo. So it was a big deal for Xbox fans, but eventually just for the industry as a whole. But no doubt, seeing Persona finally come to Xbox was exciting. Now, is this some Square Enix Final Fantasy VII Remake-ass energy if PlayStation's going to get P6 exclusively and we're going to get Persona 3 Remake alongside everyone else? Abso-freaking-lutely. No doubt about it, this is some Square Enix energy. PlayStation, here is the Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's all yours. Meanwhile, Xbox, Crisis Core Reunion? Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, hey, here you go. Why not? That's the energy I'm getting out of this. It's like, yes, we got the remake, but what about 6? Well, we'll see if that ends up being true, but let's really spend some time talking about Persona 3 Remake. Now, if you're a longtime viewer of Mr. Matty and you watch everything I've posted, then this won't come as too much of a surprise for you. You see, I predicted alongside a team of 2 people that Persona 3 Remake was inevitable. Not just because you look at the game and you say, hey, Tartarus is aged like milk, and possibly my statement at the beginning of this video. No, it's really because of the assets we've seen be put into use. We've seen Atlas in various surveys ask about Persona 3 Remake. We saw in DLC for Persona 5 Royal, suddenly Makoto Yuki, the main male protagonist for Persona 3, is there as a new boss, and he's got all the animations from the evoker to the head, all the way to his personas being in the game and fully animated. That's really strange. Why is that all here? And then out of nowhere, all these years later, we get a Persona 3 dancing game with all these models just happen to be made for all these party members. It screams to me inevitability. And now when I start to see these rumors picking up, which have been for a while, there's not a better game that could get a remake than Persona 3. The story's amazing, but really, this game needs what I call the unifier. There's Persona 3, there's Persona FES, there's Persona 3 Portable, and each of them have their own pros and cons, from not being able to control your party members, to being able to control your party members, to having a female protagonist, to not having one, to having an epilogue bit of content there, and so on and so forth. But none of them have all of it. And it's Atlas. So am I expecting them to unify everything like they should? No, because Atlas is weird, because we're seeing it here now. If this rumor ends up being true, which is, oh look, Persona 3 Remake out on the Xbox stage, hell yeah. And then Persona 6, nah, sorry guys, not this one though. Because it's just like with Crisis Core. It's almost marketing to go get a PlayStation at that point in time. Because Crisis Core Reunion is fire. One of the best pseudo remakes, even though it's a remaster, that we've got in a long while. That game is amazing. But it's also a good reason to go out and pick up a PlayStation 5 because it's like, I want to go play Remake now and integrate with the new expansion. I mean, it sells itself, right? So I feel like this is the same play being put out for all of us on Xbox here and now. Still, P5T adds some legitimacy to this because the timing is just too coincidental, in my opinion. But we've seen Atlas loves their spin-offs, and people always give them shit for it. I don't get it. I love the Persona spin-offs. Like, maybe I'm just a little fanboy, sure, whatever. But I love dancing. I love Strikers. I love Arena. I love Q. I love the spin-offs that they do when a new entry arrives because it gives them time to evolve and think and make incredible games where you get a massive leap between Persona 4 Golden and Persona 5 Royal. Like, it's insane the difference between these two, and I can't wait to see what they cook with 6. So let them take their time as far as I'm concerned, and really the gap will be, well, if you're looking at base Persona 5, it's gonna be pretty big, but if you're looking at Royal, then the gap isn't that big. And Atlas is a creature of habit. You know, they're not gonna change. They always do their main release, their re-release with added content, and then their spin-offs, and then they get to the next main game. And why break it if it's working? Like, I personally love it because you grow these attachments to these characters, and then they really stay in your gamer heart. So, Persona 3 Remake makes sense to me. At the Xbox Showcase, that would be a really, really welcome surprise nonetheless. We also have new hardware details that connect to Starfield. Billy Coon posted on Twitter, exclusive upcoming release. Some new limited edition Xbox accessories are on the way. I don't know much things at the moment other than these details. And let's actually get into it on the full article that he posted, where they write, what are Ogden and Orin accessories? Thanks to our recent information, we can confirm with certainty that these accessories, codenamed Ogden and Orin, are indeed an official Xbox branded wireless controller and headset in Starfield colors. We also know that these will not be limited to the United States and will also be released in Europe. We reveal to you below exclusively the prices of these accessories in Europe with a reminder of the prices applied in the United States, which the controller goes for $79.99 and the Xbox wireless headset goes for $124.99 or your regional equivalent. Furthermore, we are able to confirm that these accessories will be officially presented during the Xbox Games Showcase 2023. This will take place June 11th, 2023. While it would have made sense for their releases to coincide with Starfield's release date of September 6th, 2023, we believe, without being categorically sure, that these accessories could be available as early as June 11th, 2023, so immediately available. And finally, and sadly, we can't yet say that the design of the Starfield wireless controller will match the images that are also here. So what they're talking about is what you're seeing on screen right now. People cannot tell if this is a real Starfield controller or if it is fan-made. You see, there was a claim over on Reset Era that they said someone is selling this on a Chinese website, and the seller says he got it last month, but in his profile shows that he is a customization enthusiast, so this may just be a custom one. However, when you look at some of the details here, from the UI that you see in flying around the spaceship to just the colors in general, I mean, if this is a custom one, I said this in a previous video of us talking about it, it's the best dang custom controller I have seen. But the reality is, according to Billy Coon, who has been spot on lately as well, is that we are getting Starfield branded accessories. Now, what's interesting here to me is no mention of a Starfield branded console. I say all of that because when you look at Halo Infinite, which makes sense with the 20th anniversary and stuff, to get it a big, nice, shiny console, but the importance of Starfield cannot be overstated enough. And I thought this would be an easy slam dunk limited console run, and maybe it still is, and they just don't have the information. But a controller and a headset, it feels like we're missing the final piece right there, the Starfield console that looks like a spaceship. Maybe that'd be cool. But anyway, we are getting that. Presumably that'll be shown off at the Starfield Direct, and this would also tie into undoubtedly a huge marketing push for Starfield, because we already saw a leak a while ago of a Starfield Collector's Edition, which you can see on screen here. And yeah, this is the watch. So I feel like they're doing every accessory but the console potentially. We'll see how it all turns out. But I would be surprised if Bethesda, who knows how to market the heck out of something, and we saw with Redfall how it can swerve you a little bit, we know that they can really sell us on something here. And I would be surprised if they didn't fully cash out and get everything tied to Starfield. So we'll see, but it looks like a controller and a headset are on the way. But see what I mean? Kind of light on the leaks. And then one more I want to get into was Forza Motorsport, where its cover art was accidentally featured in a recent Game Pass email. And then only shortly thereafter, the Forza Motorsport Twitter account posted, "We're excited to confirm your Forza Motorsport cover cars meet the stunning 2023 #1 Cadillac Racing V Series R and 2024 Chevrolet Corvette E-Ray." Tune into the Xbox Game Showcase on June 11th for an up-close look at the cars and see a full walkthrough of our single-player career gameplay during Forza Monthly on June 13th. See you all at the starting line. So it sounds like we're going to get some type of release date for Forza Motorsport. That would make sense. It was supposed to come out in the first half of this year, but obviously it's not. I already reported it. I'll say it again. I heard October. We'll see if that ends up being true. The source is usually pretty right, so I feel pretty confident in that. And if so, that would lead to it being Starfield, Forza, and then my guess is probably Hellblade 2 or something afterwards in that winter window. So we'll see. But Forza Motorsport, you can log it in. Not really much of a leak. It started off as a leak, but then they confirmed it themselves. Is going to be at the showcase. So check that box off in your slots. And then the last one is interesting because Double Fine has posted on their Twitter account that they're on Game Pass. And look at all these games that are on Game Pass, but then there are more to come with 2 boxes with question marks. Now, Double Fine has had multiple games in development for a long while, and this was really confirmed during their big Psych Odyssey developer diary. So let's read this little quote here from Game Rant. Double Fine has multiple games in development to follow up on Psychonaut 2's success, judging by recent comments from studio head Tim Schafer. In Double Fine's making of documentary for Psychonauts 2, titled Double Fine Psych Odyssey and released for free on YouTube, Schafer recounted the studio pausing development on multiple games. Schafer expressed regret the company had to pause games from Derek and Lee, 2 Double Fine developers who had exciting projects underway. So yeah, they got 2 games on the way. They put them here, and with the timing, you know, is this something you see here? It's been since the end of 2021 in August that we saw Psychonauts 2. So I would say we're in a pretty decent window. If these 2 were underway, that they've been picked back up since Psychonaut 2 release, that this would make a lot of sense if we saw at least one game from Double Fine. And look, Psychonauts 2 won my heart, won me over completely. That game was fan-friggin-tastic. Like, the way I felt about that game is what I expected to feel about Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, but that game was incredible. And still, if you haven't played it, don't let the looks deceive you. Like, I was noping out of that game because I was like, it looks weird, looks trippy, not my type of game. No, friend. Like, really insightful, thoughtful game with great 3D platforming and creative levels, just creative. That's the name of the game for that. So that won me over. That made me a fan of Double Fine. Now I want to see what they're up to, and it's possible that we do see something out of them based off this Game Pass posting over by Tim Schafer. So we'll see in due time, but that's the small amount of leaks we got here, ladies and gentlemen. Not too bad. And with that, I look forward to seeing your thoughts. So what do you think about everything that's going on with Xbox leading into the showcase? Fire away down below. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description down below. And a big thank you to all the patrons, all the members who continue to support the hell out of the content here. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.